Atlus needs to stop. They've done this so many times, and they're doing it again. For a game that's over 5 years old. I'm going to explain what I mean in a second. But, seriously, Atlus, I love you. But, please, stop. This is not consumer friendly. This is bad business. So, to those who are wondering, I'm talking about this. A streaming ban on Persona 5 past Okumura's Palace. Now, this video contains no spoilers. However, I'm going to explain why this is stupid. And also, just for clarification, Atlus does this with basically every new game they release. And ports for some reason. Which means, yes, they will likely ask you to not stream Persona 3 in January. A game that is literally 20 years old. Now, if any of this sounds familiar, you may be part of the Nintendo YouTube community from a few years ago. Basically, back before the Nintendo Switch, during the Wii U era, Nintendo decided, hey, let's not let anyone stream or upload Let's Plays of our games. For some reason. And they need our explicit permission to do so, where we will then take over half their ad revenue. Which is really stupid. Nintendo eventually realized, hey, wait a sec, we're preventing free advertising for our products. We should probably stop this. Which they did. So you no longer need to be part of that program to upload gameplay videos or really anything that talks about Nintendo. And yes, they lost a slight amount of money, but in reality gained a ton more free advertising and goodwill towards their company. And Atlus is doing the exact same thing. Now, the reason is, of course, to prevent spoilers. Which is stupid for games that are this old. And also, you don't necessarily need to stop people from talking about your game to prevent spoilers. I'm going to use Xenoblade 3 as an example with the creator, Enel. Despite them making a class guide for every single class in Xenoblade 3, they did it in a specific way where you could understand what class this is, but for characters that were spoilery, they specifically avoided them. And in fact, for the two most spoilery characters in the game, they're yet to upload a guide for them, I think. But that's what I appreciate. They did it in a specific way where it's just the weapon for the characters that are really spoilery and you should not be showing. Some of them, I argue, the game spoils itself. But the thing is, even if you're still on YouTube and you were trying to avoid this game spoilers, Enel made it specifically so you didn't have to unsubscribe from them. You didn't have to worry about spoilers. Because they made their titles and thumbnails a way that aren't spoilery. And hell, even their guide for 7 in Xenoblade 1 is designed in a way where, yes, if you're looking for a guide on that character, you know exactly who this is. But the title and thumbnail are designed in such a way where if you do not know who 7 is, you won't get spoiled. Which I really appreciate. Because they just did this so many times. And it means you don't have to worry about spoilers. Which I freaking appreciate. And I really love because that's how you should be doing this. I think it's okay to go after people who are purposely showing the final boss or like this super major spoiler thing in a thumbnail. But if you're being clever and giving a spoiler warning when it's needed, I don't think it should be an issue. But Atlus seems to think the only way to avoid spoiling a story is to prevent anyone from talking about the story. Which again, removes free advertising. And also, Atlus, Persona 5 is over 5 years old? I guarantee you, people are not going to start milking spoilers out of this game now that it's getting ported to Steam. Will it become easier to record? Yes. Will that prevent people from spoiling things? I honestly don't think so. Because generally, spoilers aren't an issue if they're smart. And frankly, I don't understand why they would ever do this, and it's really stupid, and hell, this has a lasting effect on Persona 5 Royal. For clarification, when you get an achievement in Persona 5 Royal, and anything on the PlayStation 4, the PlayStation takes a screenshot so you can remember that moment. I have a 100% save file for Persona 5 Royal. I literally don't have a screenshot for getting the 100% obtain all achievements achievement. Which one, you're preventing us from taking screenshots. Like, this mentality has a negative effect on the game. And this is coming from someone who genuinely loves Atlus. I've enjoyed basically every game I've played from them. And frankly, the ones people have considered more mid, like Soul Hackers 2 and SMT5, I've actually enjoyed. But this mentality of the only way to prevent spoilers is to prevent anyone from talking and streaming about our game is ridiculous. And you may be wondering, oh, what are they going to do? This happened previously, and they literally copyright struck people's videos down. Which is, one, abuse of the horrible YouTube copyright system, and two, honestly, kind of scummy. And again, this is free advertising for what in the grand scheme of things is still a relatively small series. Because let's be honest, when you're thinking of a JRPG, you're going to be thinking of something like Final Fantasy. Like Persona has been something that, will I love it, and it's fantastic. It doesn't have that brand power to advertise itself solely by existing like Pokemon does. And at that, Pokemon lets people advertise their products for them. Like, there are certain games that I adore that I would never have played without YouTube. And Persona 5 could have been one of those that I would have never found out about because of how Atlus does this. And a game, for example, I'm talking about here is Bug Fables. Fantastic game. I love it. I love Paper Mario, so I really like it. But I genuinely would never have heard of Bug Fables, and I would have never played it if it wasn't for YouTube. And Atlus is preventing that free advertising, which at that is more effective than actual advertising, because I'm willing to watch a 10-minute review of a game that I have never heard of and sounds interesting than I am to watch a 30-second ad telling me to buy this product. Look, all I'm saying is Persona 5 Royal is amazing, and I genuinely still highly recommend this game. But I really do not like what Atlus is doing as a company. I see this as kind of the same way as what Nintendo did back during the Wii U days, where this is stupid. Also, this was early Switch days, too. And it's not something big enough where I would boycott the company, but it's, and either way, the product's high enough quality, I'm willing to put up with it. But it's something where this issue needs to be addressed, because it is going to either stay an issue forever, or prevent the series from reaching its maximum potential. And I don't think anyone was ever expecting Nintendo to do that same thing. And look, I love Persona 5. I love Atlus. P5 is literally my favorite game of all time. So this is coming from a place of love. I love this game. It's fantastic. I cannot wait to get it on Steam. But I do think this is an issue. And if you don't address an issue, eventually it will go out of control. If you want to hear me talk more about series like Persona, feel free to like and subscribe. But that's all I have for today. See you in the next one.